As I was saying, it's a little bit of a sluggish day here. It's rainy and very heavy humidity. So I thought we would start with, hi Jana, Kapalabhati breath. This is the breath of fire. And it's a very good pranayama for energizing the body, for waking things up, for getting that fire going in the belly. So it takes a little bit of getting used to the technique, because I'm usually telling you to puff out the belly and then draw it gently in. For this exercise, the belly puffs out naturally, but it's more about the exhale. So I want you to take your hands and put them on your belly, one on your low belly, one right above. So the action happens in the low belly. So we're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to forcefully, through the nose, pull the low belly in and sort of snap it in. So just try that. Just get that snapping motion first of all. So pull the belly in, like somebody's punching you in the stomach, and you're reacting by pulling your stomach in. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to use that force of the belly being snapped in to exhale out the nose. So take a little inhale and then snap the belly back and sort of snort out the nose. This is an audible exhale, so you should hear. All right? So we're going to take a few rounds of this. We'll do a 20 count. We'll take a few breaths in between, and then we'll do another set. And then if we feel like we still need a little waking up, we'll do one more. So sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Let's inhale gently and begin. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, arms overhead. And exhale to prayer. Just place your hands on your thighs, close the eyes for a few breaths. Notice if you feel that energy starting to circulate. All right, blink the eyes open. And again, if you feel like it helps, you can put your hands on your belly. If you think you've got it, you can just keep your hands on your thighs. So inhale and
I didn't hear your whole explanation.
big inhale. And exhale. So we're just using the low belly, snapping it back to exhale out the nose. So that forceful exhale really just facilitates, you don't even have to think about inhaling because you're forcing the air out, the inhale happens automatically. So it's a quick snap of the low belly. I know, it feels weird. It takes some getting used to. But anyway, all right. So let's take one more round of 20 and begin. Four, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. And exhale to prayer. All right, very good. Okay, so focusing on the feet today, I'm going to take a little sip of water. That breath work makes me thirsty. So remember this breathing technique, this breath work for any time during the day that you feel a little sluggish. It's particularly good in the afternoon when our biorhythms kind of, we either need a nap or a cup of coffee or tea or something. Try the Kapalabhati breath. So let's start warming up the feet. So first of all, we're just going to lift the toes, spread the toes wide, and then place the toes back down. Lift the heels and press the heels back down. One more. Lift and spread the toes. Lower the toes and lift the heels and lower the heels. All right. So crossing your ankle on top of your thigh, if you can't do this with your knee bent, keep your legs straight. We want to just get the foot up here so that we can give it a little massage work. So what I want you to do is, I've got my right foot up first, make a fist, and then just gently rub the fist up and down the foot, giving yourself a little massage, waking up all those little nerve endings and blood vessels and sweat glands. Remember, we do have those sweat glands on the bottom of our feet. And now, if you can, insert your fingers between your toes to spread them apart. If you have your socks on, I want you to just grab your toes and flex them forward and back. So depending on the size of your feet and your toes and your ability to appreciate putting your fingers between your toes, and work on the toes a little bit. And then if your fingers have been between your toes, just take a hold of the toes and gently massage them one at a time, starting with the pinky toe, just pinching it between your fingers and rubbing it back and forth. Then the ring toe. I guess that's not the ring toe on the foot. The middle toe is the ring toe, right? All right, now the middle toe. And the pointer toe. And the big toe. And now take a hold of your feet like it's a washcloth, and you're gonna wring out the washcloth, but very gently. Just twist the foot side to side. Very gently again, like we're wringing out a washcloth. Both directions. And now take your thumbs and really press into the bottoms of the feet. Now that they're warmed up a little bit, you can start to go a little bit deeper into the fleshy part of the feet. And then you might make that fist again and just tap the bottom of the feet with the fist. All right, give it a little rub, and then uncross, and just take a little notice here. How does the foot you worked on feel compared to the other one? Can you feel it coming alive? Feel the energy? Yeah, good. All right, so let's take the other side. Again, you can lengthen your opposite leg a little bit to make it easier to get your foot up there. And then we're going to start with just a fist and running the knuckles up and down the foot. And then working on the toes, either taking a hold of the toes with the fingers and moving them back and forth, or inserting the fingers between the toes and massaging that way. Good. And now everybody take a hold of the toes, move them back and forth. And then start to massage from the pinky to the next toe. And the next toe. And the second toe. And the big toe. Good. Take hold of the foot like that washcloth and twisting gently side to side. Excellent. And now take the thumbs and really get in there into the bottoms of the feet. Notice if you hit any trigger points that feel especially tender. And I know we've talked about this before, but the reason we work on our feet and ankles is to facilitate balance and stability. So falling is often the cause of injury for those of us over 50. And so keeping strong. And it's about strength and flexibility, but it's also about awareness. And now tap the bottom of your feet with your fist. So the more we become aware of our feet, we start to appreciate where they are, how they're supporting us, and maybe getting more aligned with our feet being where our head is, or our head being where our feet is, I should say. And then take a rub against the foot. Good. Give it a little last minute rub. And bring it down. And just close the eyes for a minute. Again, can you feel the energy coming up from the feet into the legs? Awesome. Okay, we're going to do our ankle warm-ups, but we're going to try a different way today. We're going to lean back in the chair and put the legs out long so you can hang on to the chair. When your thighs get tired, just bring your feet down and take a little rest. But we're going to try to do this sequentially with the feet up in the air. So the first thing we want to do, let's start with one leg and take our ankle circles. So this, I can imagine, I'm sitting at home watching TV, right? All I have to do is pick up my leg, circle that foot, other direction, eat popcorn, and bring it down. Other side. And other direction. And bring it down. All right, so now we're going to work both feet at the same time. So I think actually for me it's a little easier if I sit up and hang on to the chair. So let's flex and point. Flex and point. So here you can really squeeze the toes together and bring them back. Press and back, press, back, press, back. Now as you're pressing forward, spread the toes and then bring them together. Pull them back, spread the toes wide, and right when you get to their end point, squeeze them together. And one more. Good. Now, take the soles of the feet, you're going to feel this up into the hip, and turn them toward one another and back to neutral. You can put your hands on your hips so you can actually feel that motion. Feel your hips and your thighs engage into the center. You should also feel it in your core, into the center. One more. Turn soles of the feet together. And now we're going to turn the opposite direction. Turn the soles of the feet out and neutral. Turn them out. So here we're strengthening, on this movement, we're strengthening the outer ankle and we're stretching the inner ankle back to neutral. So strengthening outside, stretching inside, back to neutral. So let's feel that on the opposite direction. So now we're stretching on the outside, strengthening on the inside, back to neutral. One more. Press it together and now hold here. Remember to breathe. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now turn the soles out. Your legs might be getting tired now. That's okay. You can bring the heels down and still do this. So keep breathing. Oh, my legs are starting to shake. 5. That's good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral. Bring the feet down to the floor with the legs long. And just feel the sensation. The ankles you might be tingling a little bit, feeling that we definitely did some work there. All right, bring the feet in, grab your tennis ball. And we'll take these seated today and just rolling the tennis ball along the bottom of the foot. Doesn't matter which foot you start with because we're going to do both. If you don't have a tennis ball, you can use a soup can laying on its side and roll that back and forth. I don't recommend water bottles because you might pop the lid off. Then you'd have a wet floor to deal with. All right, now bring the ball just to under the big toe and press down. Roll it down to below the big toe mound and press there. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders down. Belly in. And now roll the ball to the pinky side and press there. Keep breathing. And now roll it side to side across the ball of the foot. And then start to roll it down the center of the foot, side to side. And then position the ball so that it's right in front of the heel. So we don't want the heel pressing down. Roll the ball a little bit in front of the heel. So the ball is maybe an inch from the end of the foot. And press down there. Now here you can really feel engaging the core. And now position the ball right in the center of the arch of the foot. I find this is usually where I've got some pain points. Not terrible, but you just notice that, oh yeah, something's going on there. So that's the part of the foot that has the least padding. All right, and then bring that foot down. We'll move to the other side. So I was complaining to a chiropractor about the bottoms of my feet hurting. And he asked me, did I walk around the house barefoot? And I said, yes. He said, well, try wearing flip-flops. Because he said, as we age, so start by just rolling the ball up and down the foot. That padding on the bottom of our feet, like everything else, starts to disintegrate. So he said wearing flip-flops, just that little bit of cushioning is going to help. And I have to say it really did. And so Deb came in today with yoga socks that are, they're just like socks with the toe end cut off, so the toes are open. So during the winter, you can wear those yoga socks because your toes are exposed. You can still wear your flip-flops, but keep your feet warm. So that's today's helpful hint. Okay, bring that ball right below the big toe and press down. So let's get the other foot in position so that the ankle is below the knee and that foot is nice and flat on the floor. And now roll the ball to just under the toe mound of the big toe. Imagine somebody's pulling you from the crown of your head, lengthening the spine. And then roll the ball over to the pinky side and press there. This is a good place to be breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Good. And let's roll that ball to the bottom of the heel, about an inch away from the heel, right in the center of the heel mound, I guess you'd call it. Good, and now roll the ball to right in the center of the arch of the foot, pressing there. Yeah, your legs might be getting a little tired. Mine are. It takes a lot of effort. All right, and now just roll the ball wherever it feels good. And we'll move it over to the side. Okay. So just march the feet out, tapping the feet on the floor. All right, and we'll take one more here for the toes. Just be gentle with this one. You're going to pick up the heel of the right foot and bring the toes to the floor and kind of roll the foot around on the tops of the toes in both directions. Good. And then the other foot, toes up right at the tips of the toes on the floor, and just kind of massage it, little circles. Good. And bring it down. Let's take a big inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale to prayer with the eyes closed. Let's just take a moment. You can bring your hands down by your side into seated mountain pose. Feel that energy. The feet feel like they're pulsing. Just a lot of energy we've created. All right, blink the eyes open. So heel toe the feet wide. We're going to do a little adduction and abduction. I always have a hard time remembering which is which. Taking the hands, that goes along with left and right, right? Take the hands to the outside of the knee, pretty close to the knee, and make sure the feet are flat on the floor. Sitting up nice and tall, tuck the tailbone toward the chair, pull the belly in. And now we're going to create resistance with our hands as we try to open the thighs. We're going to resist. So press as hard as you can with your thighs and press against them with your hands as hard as you can. Strengthening here. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take the backs of the hands to the insides of the knee. Again, position your spine nice and straight, shoulders over the hips. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to try to press the knees toward one another, but we're going to resist with the hands and pressing. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Second set. Hands to the outside and press open. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inside, press. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm out to the side. Reach up, lengthen. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arm across the front of the body, taking a full 360. Bring the arm back up. When it gets to the top, lengthen to reach. And exhale, sweep it across. Nice. Inhale, reach. This time let's reach over to the side a little bit, get a side stretch. So if it doesn't feel good to have your arm up here, you can bring it in front of you. Just drop the arm down a little bit. And then last one, sweep across the front of the body. Both arms come wide. Inhale, reach overhead. Does it feel like your left arm is longer than your right?
Yeah.
And exhale down. Let's take the left arm to the left thigh. Reach the right arm up. Lengthen. Exhale, sweep across. Inhale, open. Lift, lengthen. Exhale, sweep across. Nice. Good job, everybody. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Now reach over to the side. Exhale, sweep the arm around for the last time here. And both arms wide. Heel toe the feet back in. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back, around, up, reaching up. Exhale to prayer. One more, inhale. Exhale, lead with the chest, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back, around, reaching up. And exhale to prayer. Great. All right, warming up the neck, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Just take some deep breaths here. Yogi's choice. If you want to just stay here, you can. If you want to bring the left arm out a little bit, like, giving a little more resistance. For me today, it feels good just to have the head resting over the right shoulder. Drop the chin to the chest, slowly circling to the halfway point. Take a breath here. And reach the left ear over to the left shoulder. Find your sweet spot by moving the head forward and back. You can even just think about dropping this right shoulder down is going to increase that stretch. Bringing the hand out will deepen it even more. But again, for me today, it just feels good to have my hands on my thighs. Deep breathing, feeling the stretch, still feeling that energy in your feet, circulating up the legs, up the calves. And so slowly bring the chin to the chest. Let's heel toe the feet wide and drop down to a dangle. So slowly coming down, sliding the hands down the legs, and then when you get to the bottom, perhaps grabbing opposite elbows and tractioning the back open. Just letting the head and neck relax. Pressing down into the edges of the outer feet. So I think most of us have a tendency to pronate, meaning we put more weight on the inside. Or is it the other way, outside? All right, release the hands down. Take your hands to your shins. Engage your core as you slowly roll up. If it's more comfortable for you, just bring your hands to your thighs and use your hands to press yourself up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, take the gaze over the right shoulder. Shoulders down. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. So imagine you're driving and you're trying to see back behind your car. Of course, everybody has cameras now, so we don't need to do this. But even with all those bells and whistles, excuse me, back to center, I still like to look when I'm driving. I don't trust those little blinky things on the mirrors. All right, heel toe. I'm very chatty today, aren't I? All right, let's come on up to standing and start working on balance. So take a sip of water. All right, so already, when I say balance, are you thinking, oh no, here we go. Can't do this, it's hard. Maybe let's shift to a sense of ease with this, right? So we don't have to do it perfectly. We're just building strength here. This is the no judgment zone for yourselves and for others. So first, let's start feet hip width apart. Edges of the feet parallel with the sides of the mat. Take your shoulders over directly over your hips. Now tuck the ribs back under a little bit and lengthen the tailbone down. When you lengthen that tailbone down, you should feel pressure on the heels. So now rebalance so that all four corners of the feet are grounded. So you feel the little toe mound, the big toe mound. The outside edges of the feet. Unless you're flat-footed, you won't feel the inside edges of your feet. Can slightly lift the toes. And so here, find your focal point. So the legs should feel really grounded and stable. Shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. So find that one spot that you're going to stare at, either at the horizon or 3 or 4 feet in front of you on the floor. And what I want you to try is we're going to try, as we inhale, lifting the arms overhead and lifting onto the toes at the same time. Just coming up as high as you feel comfortable. And exhale down. One more. Inhale, reach up, lift up. So for some reason, doesn't that feel easier? And bring it down. I think it's because we're coordinating the breath and the movement. One more, inhale, reach up. And it feels like we're reaching up. So naturally, the feet are going to come up. Exhale down. Beautiful. Good job. This time let's face the chair and see if we can hold a little bit longer. So find another drishti, hanging onto the chair. Feeling the feet really strong. We did a lot of work today. So now imagine you've got your block between your ankles. I found that imagining having the block for me is actually a little easier than having the block. Tuck the tailbone down. Reach the crown of the head towards the sky. Tuck the chin back a little bit. Pull the chin back. Shoulders down away from the ears. All right, so everything's in alignment now. Fingertips to the chair. Feel that same motion, like we're raising our arms overhead, but we're just keeping the fingertips on the chair, lifting up as high as we can here. So that's what makes the difference. This makes it a little more challenging. Fingertips to the chair, just the very tip of the big whatever finger is longest for your hand, and then heels come down. This time, let's try no hands on the chair. Just have your hands down by your side, coming up, nice and slowly. Take your time. Think about squeezing the ankles together, lifting, good, and lower down. I also feel like I'm gripping the mat with my toes. So try that. Think about gripping the mat with your toes. Squeeze the ankles together. Tailbone down towards the heels. Shoulders relaxed down. Crown of the head. Somebody's pulling you by a string. Just reaching you straight up. Inhaling and exhaling. Wobbling, shaking, falling. All good. And bring it down. Take your hands to the chair and just rock the heels, hips back, coming up onto the heels. Then rock forward, come up onto the toes. Rock back, heels, toes up. Rock forward, heels up. And one more, rock back. And heels up. Great. Heels down, nice and flat. Let's turn to the side and work on tree pose. Feeling really grounded. So we've got good foot sensibility now, right? We've got good foot awareness. So let's try shifting the weight over to the standing leg closest to the chair. Picking up the opposite foot. Let's start, you can start with hands in prayer. So just get balanced right here. Lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky and slightly tuck the tailbone. Pull the belly in. All right, and now gently pick up that foot. Keep your concentration on your drishti. Lengthening. Place your foot somewhere along the inside of the standing leg. And now try opening that knee out to the side a little bit. Awesome. Great job, everybody. See how long we can stay. Keep breathing. If you fall out, just come back in. Smiling. Now maybe we grow the tree. So you've been here for a little bit. If you're feeling stable, bring the arms overhead. This is the challenging part, right? Good. Hands back to prayer. And bring the right foot down. March it out. All right, and take the chair to the other side. A little sip of water. How are we doing for time? Oh, good, we're good. Okie dokie. Feet hip width apart. Edges of the feet parallel with the mat. So when you do that, for most of us, it makes it feel like we're a little pigeon-toed. Tuck the tailbone slightly. So we're not really tucking it, we're just lengthening it down. Pull the ribs in. Shoulders dropping down, increasing the space between the shoulders and the ears. Feel like you're pulling energy up from the ground. All right, starting with hands in prayer. Shifting the weight over to the standing leg closest to the chair. The chair is right there if you need it. If you're not feeling balanced today, keep your fingers on the chair. Find your drishti, big toe to the mat. Find stability here. So imagine you're already picking up your foot. So we've got to be really balanced and concentrated. Now pick the big toe up. Place the foot somewhere along the inside of the standing leg, just above the ankle, just below the knee. And press the foot into the leg, leg into the foot. Concentrate. Now try to swing open that knee a little bit wider. Great. And now maybe grow the tree, branches reaching toward the sky. Use your breath. Wobbling, shaking, it's all good. Right? Excellent. This is why it's important to have a drishti, because if you're watching somebody else and they start to fall, guess what? You're going down too. All right, arms, hands back to prayer, and bring it down. Excellent. March it out. Good job, everybody. Let's come back to the chair. So I hope you have a deeper appreciation for your feet and ankles today. You may want to give yourself a little pedicure today. Treat your feet. It's Treat Your Feet Day. All right. So let's just gather ourselves here. Find our center. Let's take a twist, reaching the arms overhead as we inhale. You can open the eyes now. Reach long. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to outside of right thigh. Left arm slides behind you. Try to keep the spine long here. Keep the head over the shoulders. And twisting, looking over the left shoulder. Now inhale back to center, reaching the arms overhead, moving the head slowly back to neutral, reaching up. And exhale, we'll twist to the other side. So bring the torso around, bring your left hand to your left thigh, and reach the right arm behind you. So if you only get your hand to your hip, that's fine. If it can slide back a little further, that's good. Right here we lengthen and then twist from the low back, the ribs, the shoulders, and the head. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist a little deeper. And let's unwind. Inhale, reach arms overhead. Exhale to prayer. And set up for meditation. Bringing the hips up a little higher, folding your blanket. Take 3 minutes to focus our breathing, focus our mind on our breath, and then into Shavasana for final relaxation. So 3 minutes starting now. Hands resting comfortably, shoulders away from the ears. Eyes closed. And moving into your Shavasana. You can undo your blanket so you're at a normal height. Legs out long, arms down by your side. Chin to chest or head resting back. Cultivating a sense of peace, feeling the way you've nourished your body today. Our reading for today, on waking up. In that first moment of awareness, when you awaken, you are in a different type of consciousness. You're not entirely awake, yet you are no longer asleep. You're in a quiet place, a place of pause that is somewhere in between. One morning, upon waking, see if you can stay in that place of quiet, not falling back to sleep, yet not rushing forward into the day. Stay in that pause, in that open state between sleep and alertness, allowing your brain to hover in the transition between sleeping and waking worlds. Appreciate the experience of living in these two worlds simultaneously. Remind yourself that there are always more corners of our consciousness to explore. All right, my friends, start to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move the ankles side to side. And move your fingers and wrists. Maybe move the head side to side. And lengthen the legs out, reach the arms overhead. Big inhale, big stretch. And exhale, bring everything in, hands to prayer. Big smile. Excellent, most excellent. Thank you for being with me today. As you go throughout your day today, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. Thumbs to third eye, bowing as we say, Namaste. And Namaste, your fellow yogis online, in the room. Okay, my friends. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Love being with you, both in person and online. My diehards here, like the mailman. Rain, snow, sleet.